shine through. Just let yourself, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let yourself go. So glow.
Welcome to the AFC East Shakedown. I'm your host, Tommy. Next to me is Anthony, representing the Jets Life podcast and the New Jersey Jets, baby. And underneath is Mr. Juan, representing those no-good, cheating Patriots. Boy, another game where the Patriots just cheated their way to victory. Unbelievable. Typical New England. Anyways, let's get to it. What up, guys? Scott Blakely, late again.
Stop whining.
That's my fault.
Stop whining.
My fault, Scott.
Stop whining.
Tommy, I got your back. It's my fault this time. That's why we late.
There it is. There it is, Scott. See, it's Juan's fault. Blame the Patriot fan. Go Bills. What up? What up?
Yeah, everybody else does it. Why not?
Jets Life. So Jets Life coming in. He checked. There is no game for this week for the Jets. Anthony is a trooper. The dude is a trooper, man. That's why I love Anthony, man. He, the dude, he has it rough, man. Year in, year out, and he takes your guys' shit.
All we can do is smile, man. All we can do is smile.
They don't deserve you at all, bro.
They don't, man. Maybe you need a. I don't know. Maybe switch
you don't
teams.
watch on Sunday. That's the thing. I let it all stress out on Sunday, and then I kumbaya by Saturday.
There you go. There you go.
See your walls. I don't want to see your walls or your closet doors at all. Just holes.
The new house. Right. Walls yet.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do it, Anthony. Scott says Dolphins rep said, nah, we're good. So, yeah, guys, literally, right. I do think Curtis is done, guys. Unfortunately, anyone that's watching here, it's not 100%, but I do think this was Curtis's last season with AFC East Shakedown. Unfortunately, he will be missed. Captain D, of course, will be on next season, but you know how Captain D is off and on, off and on. He has a life, family, whatever he's doing. I don't know, playing golf and bullshitting around, but he'll be on next season. But I'll find somebody. We will. You know, he's just not feeling it.
Less than
maybe
we're not like as serious as like other shows.
You're right.
So maybe he'll come help us out. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a new coach might make him feel better, right? Maybe he'll feel a little more,
which is obviously not Harbaugh. But yeah,
not Harbaugh. Yeah,
I really thought it was going to be. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were going to give him like a hell of a deal where he wouldn't be able to walk away. But he's taking the Giants job now. Is it official yet? Because I heard it's not official yet.
I don't think it's official yet. No,
they're just hammering out details. But yeah,
that's what I think. Yeah, he's not going to pull a Bill Belichick, is he? Do a conference and then quit the Jets organization. Did he do that to the Jets, or was it the Browns where he went?
He did
left a napkin,
really fucked up, really screwed up there. What was the reasoning behind that?
Did it too. He did to Colts.
That's so fucked up, man. But it is what it is. Until you sign that paper, right? You're not officially hired, man. So yeah, let's get into the wild card weekend. We'll start around the league before we get into our games. Let me see here. Spin McD playing chess again. Got the Patriots right where he wants them. Needed to let them win the division. That's the way we get to the AFC Championship game. It will be an easy victory to the Super Bowl. What do you have to say about that, Juan?
crazy. You're acting like you weren't down 21-0 in that game last time we played, and my defense was
Man,
healthy.
okay, all right. Juan is feeling good. I'm gonna tell you guys, Juan's feeling pretty good today. Still no 24-page contract sign, yeah. All right, let's get to it. Around the league, wild card weekend, and it was a great, by the way, great games for the most part. There was a couple games that
sucked.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, for real, man. The first, really Saturday and Sunday were great. The last two were terrible. Were Sunday night game and Monday. So we'll start with the Rams and Panthers. Or did we talk about that last week?
Yo, it is. I'm sorry. This is like breaking.
That's all right.
It's snowing crazy down here in New York.
Oh, out here too. In Detroit too. It's starting to snow.
Crazy.
Bright
Yeah,
sun
dude.
in Florida.
All week it was snowing. I don't mind the cold and the snow if I'm at home and I have nowhere to go. Then it's like, yeah, nice. You know what I mean? But if you got to go somewhere.
That's the first time I think in a long time.
I heard it was like 30 degrees in Florida, Captain D told me.
Oh, yeah?
And North Florida. Yeah, dude. So you guys got a little bit cold, and you're in Orlando, right?
Around there, yeah. A little bit east of
So
Orlando.
what'd you guys hit with? 40 degrees, 50?
No, we got 30 degrees. Like I said, there was ice on my window when I got
Oh,
here.
man. Juan, he got ice on his window.
I know.
I didn't
Wow.
and it's 20 degrees here.
Right.
I was driving my kids to school. And they were like so confused of what the hell was going on. Like, what is this?
Floridians.
Why can't we just wipe it away? You ain't wiping away ice. This car's never
Oh my
running for-
God, it's 40 degrees. What are we gonna do? Oh my God, y'all don't know the pain, man, when it gets below zero.
Oh, I know it.
And it's windy. You know what? I don't even. Oh yeah, it's true. You did, Anthony. You know. So I don't mind it even that cold, but it's the wind. It's when it's windy.
It hurts.
Oh,
It hurts.
whew.
Literally sharp.
Dude, guy, you know why? It's yeah, I don't feel good. Juan feeling good about Texans. What are you feeling good? You feeling good about those that game?
We'll talk about
All
it.
right,
We'll talk
okay,
about
okay. Woo, slow down. Slow roll. Ariel, can I get a? Oh, they want to choo-choo, Anthony. Now you know what this is about, Juan, right? You know the choo-choo thing, right, Juan? Or no?
Have
Did I ever?
Assumption, but I don't think I've ever been told directly.
Oh, do we need to tell Juan the story? We're gonna have to now, Juan. We're gonna have to tell you the story, Anthony. You want to tell him the story? You go ahead, Anthony. You're the one that started the choo-choo.
So before last season, we were doing like our little what do we think is going to happen this year? Blah blah blah. So on and so
2024,
forth.
right?
What was
Yeah,
that?
the season before
2024. Rodgers' first season back after the injury, and I had it as like, okay, things are finally going to turn around. Everything's rolling the right way. Week 1 against the 49ers, this would be our chance to blow things up, blah, blah, blah. I was like, Patriot fans, if you want to come on, jump on. Bills fans, if you want to come on, jump on. I wrapped it all up with a choo-choo at the end of it all.
So everybody,
They literally have not let that live down ever since, huh?
they will never let Anthony down with the choo-choo.
Years later.
I let it start. Because there will come a day where the choo-choo will be real, and you guys will want to jump on the train, but today is not the day.
Here we go. Here's your little
I don't know
choo-choo.
when that day will come.
Your little baby choo-choo. You don't get the loud choo-choo, but yeah, you want to give us a choo-choo, Anthony, for your draft maybe coming up?
Yeah, we got
Excited
a lot
about-
of first-round picks. See what the fuck we do with them. Choo-choo!
There you go, Grande. There you go.
There you go. I have single-handedly kept it going, but it was the funniest thing all year, so I must. Yeah, dude, it was great, man. Anthony's a trooper, man.
There will come a day where the choo-choo will come back for real. But
Yeah. Guys, did we talk about the Rams Panthers? I think we did last week, didn't we? Or no?
Saturday
I thought we
afternoon.
got into that. Maybe not. Okay, let's get into it. Rams Panthers. Rams won barely, 34-31. We'll start with you, Juan. What's your thoughts about that game, man?
It started off what we thought it was going to start off, right? Because they went up about 14, I believe. And then
I believe so,
once
yeah.
Stafford messed up his finger, he just couldn't throw the ball for the rest of the game. So it got the Panthers in. And what confuses everybody about the Panthers is the up and downness of Bryce Young, and you saw it in that game because he had some of the best throws in that entire game. Then he had some little boo-boos that were just like, dude, what are you looking at? What's going on? But what pains me for that game is that the defense who held strong, the Panthers defense held strong for the majority of the game. They fucked up at the end because the offense did it. Bryce Young did it. He hit the touchdown with about 2 minutes ish left or whatever. And then they didn't even try to defend the Rams. I don't understand what the fuck that was.
It was weird.
Over. Fourth down, the receiver should have fell down, caught the ball, and he just lets it hit his hands and just dropped it. He tried running after the catch on that fourth down play and just
when they failed at the end of it, they just they're the reason why they're 8-9 and they couldn't finish when they needed to because they had the game in hand at that fourth quarter. That momentum swing was crazy. I was hyped. I'm like, this is how we start in the weekend. Let's go. And for the majority of the weekend, it followed suit. But that game was a good opener. It was really fun. It just sucks. But if you're a Panthers fan, I've always said about them, because the way that their division fell out, it would if they didn't make the playoff, it would feel like a failure when it shouldn't have been because they were so dog shit the year before. They actually made a huge step up throughout the entire season. Yeah. But the way that the season ended and all that before the playoffs, it started to feel like a bad taste. When I disagreed, I'm like, no, you won 8 games. Like that's better than what you won before. 4, 3. Like how many won before? Like, no, that's good. But then they made the playoffs and they went out like this. They need pass rushers, a lot of them, because they didn't put any pressure on Matthew Stafford at all. So they got to get pass rushers, but there's a path for them.
There is. It's somewhat. I would say if you're a Panthers fan, it's kind of promising what you saw this season. But I'll still say this: Bryce Young is so up and down, man. He really is, and he is so small for a quarterback. I mean, extremely small. And just the fact, like, my thing with him is he starts off usually pretty bad to start the season and he finds his way, but you can't do that. Like, that's the reason why they keep having these late runs where they start picking up some steam, but 8 wins isn't, you're in a bad division. That normally is not going to do it for you. 8 wins to win the division, but so they kind of got lucky, this year with Tampa kind of just sputtering out. Dealing with what they were dealing with. But if I'm a Panthers fan, I'm just concerned about the quarterback. I mean, that's my main concern because I don't know if he can make a complete season of just playing good quality football. He's just too up and down, and I think the Panthers have to. I think eventually make a change, man.
They need to give him one more weapon because Tet is good. I love
or Tet. Super protection. Yeah, weapons and protection, bro.
They need to get him that to really make sure of it. And they also need to start looking at the coach a little bit because he's made some interesting decisions in the end of games in the last month. But I think he's good for now. But they just keep an eye on it. So for the rest of the offseason, check that out. But the Saints are coming up, even though they look like crap at the end of the last game of the season. But they're coming up. They look like they have a
quarterback. The rookie looks pretty decent. Yeah.
The coach is pretty good too. So it's like, that division may not be as ass as it was this year. So the Panthers do need to do some work.
They do. Yeah. So we'll see. I would say give him one more year. Surround him maybe with some more better offensive line. Maybe pick up a line in the draft. And a receiver. If he's still shaky throughout the course of his season, he's been benched multiple times. So if you have to go that route again with him, where he's underperforming, it's just time for a change. You know what I mean? It's time to move on. I mean, keep him as your backup, whatever, and draft a quarterback. Maybe make him compete the following year. But we'll see. I would give him one more year, bro. That would be a cutoff for me. Next year, that's it. If you can't show any kind of better promising season as a whole. He has to, bro. If he can't, then he can't, man.
The year before, in 24, he was disgustingly bad. And like you mentioned, that he got benched. But then once he got out of being benched, he actually played pretty good for the finish of the season. Then this year, now he's just not consistent. He'll give you 2 games of number 1 pick and then 2 games of what is this child doing, like at the same time. So I think that he's climbing. He's just climbing very slowly. So he needs to hurry up and climb. So I hear you.
Yep. Scott, we're going to get to those games after we finish the wild card, and then we'll preview the divisional round, and Juan will let you know then. Juan, I think Juan will make the right decision.
They're actually about to get rid of all that dead cap soon, so they will have money within the next year or two.
I think they'll be all right. I think Yeah, and they're going to get a new coach, too. We'll see what coach goes in there. Game in Chicago tomorrow.
They got Kellen Moore. They got Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore's good. They have a good coach.
Oh, Kellen Moore, my bad. Yeah, Kellen Moore's still there. You're right.
Good.
Yeah.
He did okay. Yeah,
Okay.
he's decent.
I mean, as bad as we thought the Saints were going to be, I mean, I know it's the NFC South, whatever, but they were only 2 games back of the division. I mean, that's the crazy part about it. There's not a huge they don't need to make like a huge leap in year 2 of Moore's system to be at the top of that division. I mean, other teams could get better, but they're right there with the rest of them.
They just need to add some talent.
I forgot they got Kellen Moore this season. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I don't know why I was thinking that. But by the way, there's like 9 openings or 8 openings now, right? In head coaching, which is wild. I think. I guess we'll get into that after these because there was a lot of firings that happened after this wild card. So let's get into that. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. Anything on the Rams game?
I mean, entertaining game. I thought it was crazy. All 4 games. The team trailing in 2 minutes had a chance to go in and score. The first 3 teams did. Bills, Rams, and Bears all scored to win the game. Eagles were right there to punch it in as well. They were at the 20-yard line. Didn't finish off, but all 4 games were literally down to 2 minutes with the trailing team having the ability to punch it in, finish the game off. But and then we got to the last 2 games. But no, the Rams-Panthers game, entertaining, more entertaining than we thought. Panthers seemed to have the Rams number to some degree. Gave them a little bit more of a fight than any of us really thought. Yeah, entertaining. But yeah, Bryce Young, I mean, it's concerning. He's played better this year than he has, but I still think that his ceiling is maybe top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if he gets.
Yeah, I don't think he's
in the top 10.
I don't know about
No. You know what hurt them too in this game? I just noticed Chuba Hubbard and or Dowdle. Like those guys were doing good earlier in the season, especially Dowdle when he replaced it, and they just couldn't get it going, man. And that's something they're gonna have to figure out too next season. Maybe that's offensive line as well, but anyways, yeah. So that's that game. We'll move on from that game. Let's go to the next one, which was Packers Bears, which is a damn good game. So Packers were up. What were they up? 21-3 at one point.
21-3. They had an
21-3, I think, at halftime, right? And they absolutely blew it. The Bears scored 25 in the fourth quarter.
I think they were up 21-6 in the fourth quarter.
They were up. Yep, you're absolutely right. They scored 3 points in the third quarter. Packers scored 6 in the fourth to the Bears 25. So the Bears went on an absolute tear on offense, and honestly, the Packers blew it. Packers absolutely blew it. You can't blow that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, to me, you're paying what? Your quarterback $50 million over there, Love. I'm not saying he played terrible, 24-46, but still, man, the clock management was terrible. I saw so many opportunities where they just let the play clock go down to 0, got flagged, 5-yard flag. I think it was like twice in the same drive, I believe it was. Tear, we cannot let that happen. Also, players dropping the ball. I forget what receiver dropped a perfect pass thrown his way, dropped it. So that's not on him, but still. But the defense, man, I'll tell you what, losing Parsons really fucked that team up, man, on defense. Absolutely, because I don't think that happens at all if Parsons is in the game. So it is what it is. Packers fans lost their shit.
Phillips not running around like he was. He's running away.
Correct. Yeah.
Not running to make time.
Exactly. So I knew it was going to be close. I think I picked the Bears in that one, but slight edge because they're at home. Yeah, but damn. What's your thoughts on this game, Juan?
The seat is molten hot lava under him. I don't think he's gonna get fired or anything, but he really hasn't been doing his due diligence at this point. He's been the coach, I think, for 7 years now. I think since 2019.
And it's about
if I'm
right.
Not mistaken. And this is the same thing over and over again at this point. But I feel you on Jordan Love. I'm not a biggest fan on Jordan Love either. I don't think necessarily the game was his fault. He probably gets maybe like 25% blame because at the end of the day, you're the quarterback. You got to make plays. But the way that game was handled in the second half of the Fleur is insane, dude. Like Packers fans were going ballistic.
Yeah, they were losing their shit.
Still, They can't take it anymore. So
they can't do that to the Bears. Like that's
and I think that's what made it even worse. That it was
our rivalry. Yeah.
They've owned it for
out of all people.
Aaron Rodgers literally said he owned you guys, and here they are coming back.
And now Caleb Williams is about to own
deficit.
them. Really, really bad. LaFleur, I think his contract's up next season too. Because I know they've been having outs on the contract. I don't know what's going to happen.
That's going to be interesting. Anthony, what's your thoughts on the game?
For Chicago,
my bad.
At least, but for Chicago though, that it's good that they are able to always be in it, but they need to stop doing what they do, because I can promise you the Rams and McVay is not going to choke a 21.
You ain't gonna. No, they are not. Absolutely not.
They need to stop starting with that.
Yeah, they need to start in when the game kicks off.
And I think the Rams win that game. By the way, I don't think I don't think the Bears are going to have enough firepower to bounce back like that against the Rams. Rams defense, they've been kind of shady, a little shaky lately, but they're better. They are better than Green Bay's defense, in my opinion, after the loss of Parsons. So I just have the Rams. I don't think the Rams blow a lead like that. And even if the game's somewhat starting to get close, I trust Stafford way more than I trust the Packers offense and Love. You know what I mean? So they got way too many weapons over there. But Scott Blakely coming in. Who you got coach of the year, Tommy? I do not got McDermott. Obviously not. I would say, golly, I don't know the coach for Seattle, but I would put him up there. I didn't have Seattle, winning the division, or I would say,
I'm biased.
I would say the Bears head coach, Ben Johnson. Nobody saw them doing what they did this year. You got to give them credit.
I think this is probably the hardest coach of the year slate that's ever happened. God, I mean, there's. I would say the Patriots coach. You got to give him love too. The Texans coach, you got to give him love. They went on. Nobody really kind of saw that coming. I don't know. That's tough, man. If I had to make one. Golly, man. I would honestly go Ben Johnson. I don't think anybody saw the Bears winning the division. I have to go a first-time head coach. Usually first-time head coaches, especially on a new team with a Bears team that wasn't that good the year before. Yeah, to do what he did this year by beating the Lions, beating the Packers, I got to go Ben Johnson, man. What about you, Juan? Who would you pick if you had to? What? Duh, mine.
I mean, I know, I get it, but I mean, outside, let's say it's not your team. I get it. So you're going with your coach, but outside of your team, who would you go?
Mike McDonald in Seattle.
Seattle, yeah, I think so too. That was
because who's not getting enough love that I think should get love? Kyle Shanahan, because that team he's playing. He's true. He's winning games.
All the injuries,
players, dude.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
He's so good, but I'm going.
It's tough.
Yeah,
but you will go with your head coach if you had it. You're obviously right. What about you, Anthony? If you had to choose,
14-3 with the division.
No, that's great. It's what a great turnaround. I know nobody saw that coming. I had you 9 games. Yeah, dude, I had 9 games, so I did not see that coming. Kind of like the Bears. Like I don't think anybody saw the Bears doing what they did either. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards more Ben Johnson on that one, just because the Bears are just.
Yeah,
historically bad.
No Patriot hate or nothing. No, I
I got you, Anthony. Who would you get if you pick one?
So I feel like when Coach of the Year is like being rewarded, it mostly goes to like the most improved team. That's really the best way of kind of like identifying it. And I mean, when you look at the Patriots, they went from worst record in the league at the 4th pick, and I think they were tied for the worst record, or maybe they had a game better, whatever it was. I know they were going into last week first overall pick, so whatever it is. To go from worst record in the league to best record in the league, they were tied with the Broncos, I believe, for that one seed. Yeah. So you turn that around as much as you did. All the names you're saying, I'd even throw Liam Cohen in that mix too with the Jaguars as like another.
True, you're right. I didn't even think about him. That's a great one, Anthony. Yep.
I mean, basically all the first year coaches, except for mine. Throw that in there. Basically, all
no good on the Jets coach. No good on him.
All first year coaches did quick turnarounds, got their teams to like top 4 in their leagues respectively. But I think Vrabel, the turnaround he did with the Patriots is, none of us saw that coming either.
That makes sense.
Johnson, but I think
your guys very small defense. The the first year head coaches all had somewhat of a franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like Vrabel had
True,
Liam
or
had
somewhat
Trevor
accomplished.
Lawrence. Yeah, we
Right.
had something. Ben Johnson
That's
got
true.
Caleb Williams, who's uber talented. Like they all had
Yeah, you're right.
To where you
That's
had
true.
Shit.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear you.
That's a joke.
But he also decided to pay Justin Fields, so I'm not going to give.
You're right. You're right.
I'm going to go boo-boo on. He did pick the quarterback.
That is true too. He did pay him too. Yeah, you paid him.
I mean,
all right.
There aren't many options out there, but that is the guy he decided to pay. You know, you had Daniel Jones out there, and he turned it around, had a great season with the Colts before he got injured. We decided Justin Fields is what it is. But yeah, no. But all the first-year coaches, all quick turnarounds.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. We do got a Denver Bronco fan that says, "Dear Lord, please forgive the Broncos defense for what's going to happen to Josh Allen." Yeah. Heard this before. Matter of fact, I heard it from you guys last year. So we'll see what happens. I don't talk trash.
That game was fun.
We'll find out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I heard this last year though. The Broncos defense was good last year too.
When their defense was better last year.
Yeah, and their defense was better. Exactly. So I'll say this about Broncos: their offense did get better, but their defense got slightly worse. But they're still really good. Still very good defense. Yeah. I'm not gonna poo-poo on their defense. But look, man, I heard this before. We also heard this last week with Jacksonville that we weren't gonna beat. So look, man, let's find out. We're gonna find out very soon, in a few hours. And then if you want, I'll be here post game. Come back.
I didn't know that so many people picked against y'all though.
A lot of people.
It was going to be a close game, but people were
national media is crazy.
Serious. And I'm just
seriously.
What?
Yeah, blown out. TJ Hushimazada had us getting blown out. There's somebody else. National sports media has us. Now some picked us, but I mean, for a game that was 1.5, I think we were favored and they were favored at the last minute by 1.5. But for people saying we're going to get blown out, that's why I kept saying, like, if we lose, guys, it'll be like 3 or 4 points. And if we win, it's going to be 3 or 4 points. I knew that. I think I had a 30-26 score prediction. It was 27-24. I was very close. And I think this game's going to be the same way. I really do. God bless Bo Nix. Yeah, well, you're about to find out what Bo Nix is all about. We'll find out, dude. I'm not a big Bo Nix fan. I'm going to be honest with you. He's played good this year. But when he's okay. But when he has also his really bad moments, man. We'll find out. Juan is a homer. Whoa. Juan is a homer. Vrabel ain't getting that suspend. You have any want to say anything about that? What?
Me and Spin, our relationship. That's my guy.
The Denver Frauds. We'll see, man. You guys have been chilling, sitting for a week, man. Could be a little rusty. We'll find out, Denver fans, what you guys are all about. Like I said, a few hours, man. So let's get to the next game. Or no, I'm sorry. Did you talk about that game at all, Anthony? Rams Bears? You have anything to say?
Entertaining game again. Another one. I mean, all these games were good until we got to the last.
I mean, Packers Bears. Sorry, I said Rams Bears. Sorry, Packers
Bears. I got you. I mean, Caleb Williams. I mean, for a guy that's last year with a defense coordinator as head coach, he had his struggles. This year started off a little bit of a struggle, but Ben Johnson seems to have hit whatever switch in him to, get him finishing up these games. They're 11-6 for a reason. He's trending in the right direction. I think he's finally starting to turn into the guy that people thought he was going to be coming out of college. For the Packers, I mean, their coach went into that game on the hot seat. When your organization has to make a statement saying he's safe going into the final game of the year, that says a little bit. And then for him to blow the game like this, the way he did, I almost feel like if they hadn't made that statement, would they have changed their mind after, blowing a first half lead that was pretty surmountable?
It's crazy. Yeah.
It is kind of insane. Obviously, the injury of Parsons, as you mentioned earlier, kind of really made that comeback possible. But the Bears are, they're playing exciting. I think, going into these playoffs, they're probably like one of the more exciting teams to watch. One of the ones that you don't really expect to make a run. And this is what the playoffs are about. You look for this team to come out of nowhere and start rolling.
Notice he did not use the word good. Notice that
the Bears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I
use the word good.
I think that if they got past the Rams, that's like they're playing with house money.
If they beat the Rams, then we'll have a different talk next week about what the Bears are about for sure.
But I think they're they have nothing to lose at this point. Nobody expected them to be here.
It's a good point.
Their team moving in the right direction.
That's how I feel about my team too.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, they're exciting to watch.
I also think in that game the momentum's everything in the game. The swing was nuts, and the Packers they just couldn't recover. They couldn't get it back.
You saw the fire go.
Yeah, dude.
The Bears players, and they just started going crazy.
Yeah,
you saw it.
Packers had no answer. They had no answer. I think their kicker missed 2 field goal and an extra point in that game as well.
I think 7 or 8 points he missed.
Yeah,
8
crazy,
or 7, something
bro.
like that. He makes 1 or 2 of those kicks, they win the game.
Yep.
Wild.
Weston coming in for you, Anthony, saying the Jets are so bad that quarterbacks are going back to college to avoid getting drafted by the Jets. You have any response?
Listen, at the end of the day, so again, you're not breaking news to me. I know the Jets suck, but at the end of the day, I think he kind of saved the Jets from themselves. I think they would have picked him, and he's not prepared. It lets us kick the can down the road to 2027, where it's supposed to be a deep quarterback draft. We'll see what happens.
I agree.
Right.
Now, the only hope is that they do kick the can down the road and they don't do something stupid like pick Ty Simpson at pick 16. Literally take this draft, build up the defense. The defense that was terrible this year. Build up that defense. If a guy like Mekhi Lemon's there at 16, someone you don't expect as far as the receivers available, go and get him. But you should go into this draft with fixing that defense. And next year with the 3 first-round picks, get your quarterback and finish building out the offense. And then see what happens in 2027. When you have all that money, 150 million cap space, that's the year you kind of look at and say, okay, this is when you could potentially turn this whole damn thing around the right way.
Mm-hmm. King of Hearts, Bo Nix is better than Tim Tebow. I'll agree with that, but I think Tebow had a bigger moment in the playoffs.
No, I think he means
so far.
He says just a better Tim Tebow. I think.
Just a tad.
In other words, he ain't shit. That's basically
what do you guys think? You think Tebow was the best college quarterback though ever? Like, would you place him in the top 5? Let's say because he was dynamic in college.
That 1 year I can't do it. I don't think
exactly. It's okay.
That 1 campaign year was. I mean, I know it was only 1 year, but
he was sick though.
Years,
You're right. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he had a sick college career.
Did Cam win the Heisman? I assume so, right?
Absolutely.
I think Cam won it. Yeah. You know who had a great college career too, or last year was Vince Young. I remember watching that championship game. I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna legit, bro, and he just did not make it in the NFL. Like that was one quarterback I thought, right? I don't know about you guys, but I thought Vince Young was gonna be something pretty special. Man, he flaked out, boy. Yeah. He flaked out.
Jeff Fisher didn't even try to develop him. That's why I never want to go crazy on him because he never had a chance.
No, and he played for us 1 year. I think we third string. We wind up cutting him, I think, or something. Man, yeah, he totally. Yep. Let's see here. Elijah Moore told the Broncos everything they asked about the Bills' new game. What? Listen, Elijah Moore in a receiving game, like we don't have receivers, so he could say all he wants. We don't really go to our receivers. What's he gonna tell them? We don't throw to our receivers. That's nothing new. Tommy keeps forgetting about Anthony. I know it's easy to forget that the Jets are. And I'm talking to Anthony. Anthony's talking, right? Anthony, come on. They feel like we're picking on you, not talking to you.
I'm listening. I'm brewing. We're going.
Spin is trying to just stir shit up today. What do you think about that, Juan? Is this guy just stirring shit up, man?
That's Spin.
Yeah, Spin.
Why are we talking like there's anything new? This is what he does.
Unbelievable.
And I'm just here to give moral support to these guys. I'm just here to help them out along the way. So it's not just a 2-man show. I'm just here to be that third guy sitting in the background.
He's one of my favorites because he does.
Right.
He gets the crowd going. I like that.
That's right.
You son of a bitch.
Choo here and there. Listen, we're here. We're having a good time.
All right, let's get Dante Moore. Can't duck Aaron Glenn's next year too, can he?
Aaron Glenn won't be here next year. I'm pretty certain on that. The only saving grace he would have potentially had is if the Jets did draft a rookie quarterback and maybe they win 5 games, whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, but the quarterback is progressing. You can't fire. No. Now the next year is going to be all about him building up this defense, and if he doesn't do it the right way and the Jets are picking top 5 like I assume they will be again, he's gone. Jets are going to go out there and hopefully get the right coach to groom a quarterback because it's about time they fucking finally do it right.
Yeah. Matt Leinart. Yeah, Matt Leinart was okay for USC. I think he played for. He was pretty good in college.
He had Reggie Bush back there. All he had to do was dunk up Reggie Bush.
Yeah. I just think Tebow was just different at the time, bro. He was a bulldozer too, man. And man, he for college he could pass. In NFL, his throwing motion was all out of whack, bro. It way too slow. So bad. And he refused to change. If he changed his throwing motion, he might have been okay, man. He might have worked out. But he just could not figure that out, man. And I'm sure they tried. I'm sure teams tried because he bounced around. I think he went to New England for a quick second, but and then he tried tight end. Didn't he try tight end for somebody? And he failed. And he got fucking nailed in the preseason. They waived. All right, later. Or no, he didn't want to go for a block or something. He's like, oh. Go Bills, man. That's right. Go Bills, brother. All right, let's get to the next game, which was...
But we can skip it.
Yeah, we'll skip that. 49ers, Eagles. 49ers beat the defending Super Bowl champions 23-19. Juan, what's your thoughts about this, man? 49ers scored 13 in the fourth quarter. Come back and win 23-19.
The best firing that's ever happened was that offensive coordinator for Philly.
Yes, well deserved because they were out of whack, man. They're in the same offense. There's no excuse. Yep, it wasn't. Nope.
That's what we got to say. They're not saying because 49ers were dead. They had them, but they didn't score any fucking points. Yeah. I don't like Jalen Hurts, but I don't think that loss was on him. Like I really don't. I thought he played.
No, AJ Brown dropped an important pass.
Sucked. Yeah, he was bad.
And he's a really good receiver. But I think he's just. I don't either. I think he's pissed, and I think he wasn't happy with the offense, and he was. Yeah. And he was. No, I'm not saying he's dropping passes on purpose, but he was. I think his mind wasn't in the game. Yeah. His head wasn't in the game. So like he would if he wasn't getting the rock, he would start pouting or whatever, and then he would drop a pass when he finally got one. Like, and the offense, you're right, Juan. I thought it was just so up and down this year. It was like. They would show up for the first maybe quarter, first half, or they show up in the second half, not show up in the first, like just all over the board with them, or not show up at all. Their defense would just have to hold. You saw
some ups in that offense. It was most.
I did. There was some. They had games. They had some games.
It was like very. I mean,
they were weird this season.
Year. I think that offensive line finally had a regression year. It's been solid for the last 5 years or so. This year probably had a regression year. Saquon didn't have his big-time rushing season like he did the year before. And I think losing that running game definitely hurt Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he needs that pass protection. And he needs that play action to be the guy that he's supposed to be.
Well, you know what kills me, though, about that is that he's supposed to be part of the rushing game, too. That's the biggest evil that a coordinator has done. How do you not run Jalen Hurts, too? He can run. Hello, why are you making him a pocket passer when the man can freaking squat 600 pounds? Let the man run the football.
You know what, too? Hello? I think Barkley not having as good as a season either as he had the year before. That could also be offensive line, not as good either, run blocking, but he also regressed a little bit for him. And that maybe hurt the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I heard someone in the chat talking about Lane Johnson being out, and that's obviously a huge impact there.
That was huge. Yeah, absolutely.
But they also lost a couple of players in that offensive line. There you go. King of Hearts.
It happens. But as Philly does, Philly will bounce back, bro. Philly will find a way. They've shown to do that. So I don't think they're dead in the water. I think they'll figure a way to bounce back. They'll probably get a good OC out there and figure out what they got to figure out what they're going to do with AJ Brown though. I think
I've been saying it for a while. I'm almost like 80% sure, maybe 70. I'll go 70% sure that Brown ends up going to New England. That was one of the big.
I heard that too. I did hear that.
The way he acting, it scares me. But it's with Vrabel though. So
right,
I mean, we'll see.
Who did not want to trade him during that?
The big reason why him and the GM eventually fell apart, and that's eventually what led to him leaving the organization. The team picked the GM over Vrabel.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what New England gives up for him. Yeah.
Have all this money. They're another team just basically playing with house money. You might as well go out there and try and get, especially when you got Drake Mann, a rookie contract for probably another 2 years. You probably got to pay him after next year, most likely. But you still have that fourth year. They'll do an extension where that fourth year is still team friendly, and even the fifth year maybe. But now's the time where if you feel like you're a player away, 2 players away, go get them now, and again, see what happens.
Yep. All right, let's get to the last game before we get to ours, because I think that's it for the games other than ours.
Very long.
Which is Texans Steelers. Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. Disgusting effort by the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I thought their defense played as good as they could until they finally cracked.
Let's be real.
They did. Now Texas, that kind of shows you Texans offense is really shoddy, not very good. Nico Collins going out too hurts. Nico Collins out this week hurts an already offense that's not very good. But Pittsburgh's defense, I give them credit. Boy, they hung around as long as they could. They gave Aaron Rodgers and that offense plenty of time to at least do something. 6 points, you're never going to win a game like that. And then Aaron Rodgers just started getting worked in the last quarter, really throughout the game, but the final quarter, oh my God. He was, he was hitting the ground.
He was
bitching.
This is the first play. He was bitching. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Phew.
I will say this. If this was pre-Achilles injury Aaron Rodgers, he wins that game.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you that.
Yeah, that was my point. He just could not get out. He cannot move. He can't move. That's his problem. No.
That defense was a little bit leaky. If you really look at the plays, there were open guys. There
was
down the field in that game. But he
just couldn't buy time.
Move anymore.
Couldn't buy time. Can't buy time. That's his problem.
Which makes me feel good about tomorrow because my guy isn't 45. My guy is 23. He will be able to hit those throws. But we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there. But yeah, it was Juan. Woo! I mean, that was an ugly performance. I mean, there were obviously your game too, which we're going to get into for the Chargers offense. But my God, like I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I thought the Steelers would hang around a little bit. I did have the Texans winning, but dude, it got out of control in the fourth quarter. So, and then obviously Tomlin got let go or mutual, whatever that was. I think Tomlin probably takes a year off, or I think he actually said he's going to take a year off, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he'll get hired right after the following year for sure. Which would be, hey, you never know. You never know.
Good for you.
I don't know what I would do if we end up getting the first pick and potentially pick Arch Manning and also end up with friggin' Mike Tomlin at the same time. Man, that'd be some crazy shit. We'll see.
Arch Manning still needs some work though in college. He's smart for him to stay. Yeah, I think Manning's. They said that way early in the season. They're like, yo, he's going to stay another year because they know. Like those guys, especially Peyton. Peyton's super smart, bro.
Let him come to the Jets though. But if you got Tomlin,
they may not because the history of
have the power to do that. Because I've always hated when everybody will go to like a quarterback at number 1 pick and they'll be like, oh, just do what Eli did. I'm like, you don't have Archie Manning and Peyton Manning as your family, so you cannot do that. They have the power. They have the power. Royalty. So
they don't give a fuck. Yeah. And with all and he can go back to college if he wants. He can go another year and get paid. Mm-hmm. So for them, it's not a rush. If they don't like the option, if they feel like the options available are, let's say the Jets or whatever, like he don't want to go there, I'll just stay another year in college. I'll tune up. I'll get even better. Like they have no rush. They're not going to rush that kid.
I don't know if you guys remember Peyton Manning. The Jets had the first pick in '98. He had the option to come out that year. And he spoke with Parcells and Archie spoke with Parcells and basically asked him, my son will come out if you guarantee that he's a starter week 1. And Parcells isn't going to fall for that shit. He's like, no, he's got to earn the job. And he's like, okay, then he'll go back another year. Kind of stupid in hindsight when you look at it, but same sense.
Oh, 97. Yeah. That did happen. You're right.
That's wild. All right, let's get into our game. So we'll start with your game. We'll start with your game first, Juan. Talk to us about it, man.
So I came out of this game more encouraged than most people would think in a 16-3 game because I'm glad to see that my defense was able to have a type of game that should have been had with that disgusting offensive line. And let's have a moment of silence for Justin Herbert because
oh my God, is he alive still?
I don't know. I got uncomfortable after a while. I think after the 5th sack, I think that's the Anthony Jennings sack, 33. After that hit, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, this poor man, why is he still on the field? Like, this is really bad. It was to the point where they will close in on his face and he'll be smiling. I said, they knocked the insanity into him. This man he doesn't know what's happening anymore. He's just getting up with a big Joker smile. Like he's about to start cutting up his lips like the Joker. Like what we did to him was so unnecessarily bad. I felt very bad for him. But there's a reason why they don't have an offensive coordinator anymore. I don't think Greg Roman's coming back in the NFL either after this because he's had.
I don't know how he ever. I don't know how he kept getting hired for OC. By the way, real quick before you go on, Josh Allen's wasted career. Great name, by the way, guys. I was busy, but I was listening to your live to your fine program, and I would like to thank each one of you for the content and also number 67. All right, I don't know what number 67, but thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Just throwing a 6-7 in there. Is that what that was?
Oh, 6-7.
I think so.
See, I don't get that reference. I know it's some hip hop thing, but I don't get it. Like, what is that?
It doesn't really have like. It doesn't really.
What does that mean?
My kids are in, and they explain it to me so many times. All it is like, I guess there's some rap song out there, whatever, where the guy throws in 6-7, and
okay,
just think
so
it's
nothing.
It's
dude,
nothing.
Juan, we got to come up with something. We got to come up with a song. 3-4, 3-4, and the 3-4 will be a 3-4. Yo, 3-4.
3-4.
Yo. It means if you add them 2, it's 7. Yo. All right. Let's go. Go back, Juan.
Oh man, I'm getting old too. Anyway,
I don't get it.
So I don't get it either. But it was really like promising to see that the defense are capable of putting up a game like that. I mean, the Chargers helped, but I'm glad because most of the season we didn't have any performance that was even close to something like that. So I'm happy that Milton Williams looks absolutely amazing. He looks 100% healthy. Robert Spillane looks 100% healthy. Everybody looks good. Let's see what happens with defense. Now, the other side of the ball, which is I don't want to say too much because it's going to bleed into what's going to happen for tomorrow's game with mine. But I came encouraged with that is that we started off slow. We started off like we had a little bit of butterflies and stuff. The first I'll give more people, but then they got back into it against a beautiful defense in which we may see that coordinator on the other side as a head coach. And Jesse Minter. Minter's very, very smart coordinator. So we played chess. We took our time. We tried. Drake fucked up a little bit, but we tried for the most part not doing anything that stupid. He would never really was out of rhythm. He would just try to do too much and fumble. You know that from experience. Your guys do that for like 4 years straight before he stopped fumbling the football. Is that my guys fumble a little bit too much, but after a while they figured it out. McDaniels, in his old otherworldly wisdom, figured out nice formations to counteract what the Chargers was doing. And then about in the fourth quarter we finally went down the field, got that one touchdown we needed. Boom. We won the chess match. And that's what I'm very happy to see from everybody. And everybody wound up slowing down, calming down after a while. Ramondre was great yet again. I like that. Hopefully the jitters are out. And then the jitters will be gone. We won't have the same problem tomorrow. And we're able to continue on with the smart coaching, which to me is our biggest advantage over the entire league, in my opinion, is my coaching staff. They get a lot of credit. My defensive coordinator was godly last week. And then McDaniels is McDaniels. I love everything I saw. I'm encouraged. Very encouraged.
All right. I kind of saw this game go the way it was. I thought the Chargers defense would kind of hold it in the game a little bit. The Chargers defense not bad. They've been pretty good all year. But the offense of the Chargers, we said it going in, banged up. Offensive line, I think there was like 2 or 3 out. And Herbert just, for whatever reason it is, he doesn't play good playoff football. And he just could not get it going, man. He took way too many sacks. The Patriots are bringing the heat. He was just not making throws.
No, he missed
He missed a lot of throws. He wasn't. He also was holding the ball too long, I thought. It just was not a good performance by them. It was a poor game plan. It was. By the way, too, you got to credit defenses too, man. You can't always just say what they didn't do right. New England brung heat, man. They brung pressure all game. They were in the face of Herbert, making him make mistakes. So you're not going to win in this league scoring 3 points. You're just not, right? I don't care how good your defense is. So the game was close. It was 6-3 at halftime, right? I mean, the defense gave them everything they had. It's kind of like the Steelers, right, early on. But eventually, you're going to crack, and that's exactly what happened. Once you guys scored the touchdown, you're kind of just, it was over. It really, honestly, was over with at that point. It was done. And the Chargers just had no response the whole game. They'd have turnovers, and their offense would do nothing with them. And what else can you? Then the defense is on the sideline going, "What the fuck are we?" Like, I'm sure they're like, "Dude, we can only give you the ball back so many times." So yeah, it was just bad job by the offense of the Chargers. They, you know what? Somebody made a great point. I think it was on the radio. They said about Herbert. They said Herbert coming out his rookie year was dynamic. Like, he was really good. But they said since then, he hasn't really taken another step. He's just been on that line of good.
Reminds me of someone.
You know what I mean? Like, he's just a good quarterback. Crazy, right? Like, Stroud, right? Like, came off great, but he hasn't. Now, he hasn't regressed, but he also hasn't gotten better. He's just on that fine line of good quarterback. And I think Herbert might just be one of those guys. He might fall in that line of just being a good NFL quarterback. At least right now, it's what I see, guys. I don't see him taking any kind of steps, forward to being a great quarterback. So, Anthony, what's your thoughts on this game and Herbert and all that?
So yeah, I think the first 4 games this weekend were like really fun, whatever. And this game, I would basically say is, it was a cute effort by the Chargers. I mean, if the NFL wanted like a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter, they got it here. But the Chargers blew it, I would say. And I forget, it was really early in the game when they got the ball inside the red zone. I don't know if it was an interception or a fumble by Drake May, whatever it was. If they punch it in right there, first off, they have 7 points, which they end up getting the rest of the game. That put some pressure on the Patriots right off the bat. Them missing out right there and going from 4th down, missing that, like that was
about that. Yeah,
all the momentum the Patriots needed.
That told you what type of game it was when that happened.
Yeah,
that was
totally forgot about that.
A little smidge of motivation and momentum, and they just never backed off from that.
Gone. Yeah.
Just nothing on offense by the Chargers. Absolutely nothing. And like I said, that was their chance to punch one in and turn this into maybe a long night for the Patriots. And when I say long night, I just mean like actually like having a fight in the fourth quarter instead of just kind of walking through the fourth quarter. Patriots had dominance, and I think that's something we all expected. If anything, we expected the score to be more lopsided than it was. Patriots offense didn't play the game that they normally play against the team, but they did enough to win the game, obviously, and that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, I think me and Juan, what did you have the score prediction? Because I think I had you guys winning by at least 10. I don't remember, but I know I didn't have it close.
I had it a possession, but not more than a possession.
I think I had it a little bit higher than that. I think I had it by at least 10. Yeah. So either way, the Patriots did their job, moved on to the divisional round. Now, Bills, Jaguars. Anthony picked the Jaguars. Oh, Anthony. Juan almost picked the Jags, but his gut went with or what would you say? Your gut was with Jags, but you went with you went against it. It was a smart decision.
That would have won me money. See? Sometimes you gotta know.
So, listen, I said that was going to be a close game, 3 or 4 point swing either way.
Yep.
And it was, obviously, 3-point swing, 27-24, Bills win. Close game, man. Look, man, Jacksonville's a good team. They really are. Their future is bright there. Their head coach is good. The only thing I'll say about their head coach where he fucked up in this game, he stopped running the ball. They were gashing us. Yeah. They were absolutely gashing us. And I don't get why coaches just go away from what's working. I never understand that. I think the running back, one of them was averaging 10 yards a carry, Tootin, 4 for 51. ATN was 10 for 67. I mean, that's not enough carries. You're gashing us and you go away from it. It just made no sense to me. But whatever. It was great. I was like, thank you.
Quarterback is Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence, man, I like him, man, but he gets shaky at times. And, what most Bills fans said going into this game, including myself, was, having the better quarterback does matter, right? Like, in this game, it came down to, if you guys want to be real, came down to one possession for each quarterback. It was like you guys get one shot, right? Allen, go ahead. We scored a touchdown. Trevor, okay, here we go.
You want to know what I know y'all won the game?
Interception.
That long pass to Cooks, because once I saw that Greg Newsome didn't
off his back foot
and let him just go off, I thought, it's over. The minute I seen that pass, I'm like, this game.
That was, bro, that, if you go back to the All-22, if you guys ever have a chance to watch that was sick, because off his back foot, Cooks wasn't even open yet. He kind of just kind of had a feeling he was going to beat his man and threw it up there. Bro, it's perfect pass. Cooks actually played a good, and if Cooks would have caught the other pass that he dropped, which was close, by the way, Cooks would have had a decent game. He would have had like 80 yards, I think, in that game if he didn't drop that pass. But, man, I thought Allen did exactly what Allen does in the playoffs, man. And that's why I keep telling fans, or not fans, but even fans, and opposing fans, bro, like, Josh Allen in the playoffs is an absolute animal. And, when teams or fan base are like, oh, Allen's going to hit, our defense is going to get after Allen, Allen's going to do shit, like, come on, man. I mean, Allen's holding playoff records here for a reason. The dude is an animal when it comes down to crunch time. And that's what happened in this game. The game was a back-and-forth game. I said in this playoffs, what matters the most for me is the Bills need to get out the gate faster. They need to take a halftime lead, which they did in this game, which was very important. The Bills now are 8-0 when leading at half instead of 4-5, right? So, big difference here, right? So they led at half, though it wasn't a big lead, 10-7. Barely, but it leads the lead.
The Jaguars getting the field goal range on that.
They did. Oh well, we'll talk about that.
You can't be
so that was BS, by the way. That was terrible. That was bad on two fronts. One, our defense
was BS. Yeah.
Yeah, our defensive line needs to get back, though. Heads up. Like, what are you doing? Jogging down the field. Like, get your ass back. That's on us, too. But it was at 0. Let's be real, right? Like, that was bullshit. Should have never happened. But ball don't lie. So, as Rasheed Wallace once said, ball don't lie. He missed it. 54-yard field goal, I believe it was, or 52, and missed it. I think it was wide left. So, either way, it doesn't matter. We led at half, which is what I wanted. You're playing up, and then the Jaguar, and then it was kind of a back and forth kind of battle in the second half, which we kind of all knew. But like I said, it came down to the last drives for each quarterback. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make the biggest plays? Allen did his part, right? Allen did what he needed to do, and obviously Trevor Lawrence did not. He threw an interception. Shout out to Trey White, who had a great game. Trey should have had a couple interceptions, by the way. Yeah,
you guys
should have had a couple. Should have had a couple. Right place, right time for Cole Bishop, who's been playing really, really good. Shout out to Cole Bishop, who looks like he's like fucking 16 still in high school. That guy looks so young, by the way. Anyways, and I thought everybody kind of played their part in here. Even Keon Coleman, 1 reception, 34 yards. That's what our offense is about. Yeah, I mean, one catch. It wasn't a big game, but he played a part, right? Shakir played good. He had a lot of yards after catch. I thought everybody did their job. Brandon Cooks, James Cook. Now, obviously, the Jaguars and most defenses, what their plan is going against us is to stop the run, right? To stack the box. The Jaguars have a good defensive line, and they did that. They dared us to beat us through the air, to beat them through the air. And Josh Allen said, "Okay, all right, let's do it." And that's exactly what we did. It wasn't unbelievable performance, from this offense, but I thought Josh Allen had one of his better playoff games. 28-35, 273, 1 touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So another kind of, typical Josh Allen playoff game. And we took care of business, man. So Juan, what do you feel about this game?
I thought experience played a part in this one more than the others. I thought you guys knew what to do when it mattered. You guys knew how to calm the storm when it mattered. And Ian Combs didn't know what he was doing at the end of the game. Didn't really know. And then Trevor Lawrence also isn't all that. So I can't believe he threw a pick that fast. Like, he didn't waste time, bro.
Right away. What's your thoughts real quick, Juan, on the last play? Real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off. because this is all week. This has kind of been and really after the game, it was a topic. Do you think McDermott not kneeling the ball there at the end and letting the time go down where the Jags had no time?
Too fast?
Yes. What would you have done?
Get the point because
I'm with you.
Because the defense gets paid to fucking stop them. Like there's two sides of the ball, so stop them. What do you mean? I don't do that bullshit, bro.
Unless it's a field goal, Unless you're going for the win-up field goal, fine.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
if the touchdown was there, you got your 7. Like, what do you mean? What if I don't get it?
Right.
I don't know.
Or what if is an offsides? What if on the next down? What if there's a fumble? Bad snap. Now you're back. What if there's holding? Now you're 10 yards back.
You never know what's gonna happen. So let me get my 7 when I can get my 7.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right. And you guys, I try to remind fans too. Remember, if you guys recall, when that back and forth game against the Minnesota Vikings and we were leading, all we had to do, we fucking fumbled the goddamn snap.
I thought about that exact situation.
You know what I mean? So what about you, Anthony, real quick before Juan continues? Like, what do you do there?
I agree. Punch it in when you can punch it in. Like, you had Romo, whoever was on the call, saying some weird shit. Like, you have to dive. You have to dive on the floor and not the ball. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Let's just fucking get the touchdown, punch it in, and then let your defense play some football. That's what it's all about. Your defense got to make stops. And they did.
Sandra, that's funny. I didn't even put that together, but 27, 24, 27 white and 24. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. But yeah, so Anthony, you would have done the same thing basically. You agree with the decision? Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not fucking around there, right? You're in the playoffs, you need your points there. Anything bad can happen. I get it. Like, their thinking was they weren't stopping that play. I get it, but you still never know. You never know, and I'm not risking it. Take the goddamn points, and if you listen, you got to trust your defense eventually, right? And that's what they did, and the defense did their job. So ultimately, it was a good decision
for a good majority of the
exactly.
game.
And dude, I hate McDermott. I don't like our head coach, but I agree with him on that call. For me, it's a smart call. Cool. Anyways, Juan, anything else on the game?
No, I think experience is the thing. But yeah, I don't like Trevor Lawrence. But you guys, I guess I'm gonna spoil this. You're gonna win the same way to me. It's later today. You're gonna beat Denver at Denver because you guys are the more experienced team. You guys are the better player. You guys are gonna be able to do what those dudes can't. And it's kind of underrated how much of a choke artist Sean Payton actually is. But whatever, people just want to gloss by his whole Saints tenure. You need to know he hasn't won anything since 2009, right? I'm just saying, right. You know how many of these playoff chokes this man has had with Drew Brees in the end of the decade?
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about all this Denver bullshit. All right. Well, they're about to be reminded what's going to happen when y'all win later today.
About to find out real quick, man. About to find out real quick.
I'm trying to find out.
Anthony, what's your thoughts on the Bills-Jags, man?
Close game, another one. I mean, again, all these games are entertaining except for the last two. But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen did his thing, that tush push to get the first down to go up to the goal line when basically the entire offensive line picked them up and let him go 10 yards, whatever. That they called it a touchdown at first. But I mean, I thought the Jaguars got a little too aggressive with timeouts. I know they need to start calling them, but I think that's part of the reason. But at the end of the day, Trevor Lawrence threw the interceptions. But the Jaguars had this game in hand if they would just manage the game a little bit better, I felt. Missed that field goal at the end of the half, obviously, shit happens. But I just feel like the run game was there. And when they started to kind of put the ball in Trevor Lawrence's hands, and he capitalized, he did what he needed to do. But the biggest thing about this game was to maintain the time of possession. Keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands as much as possible.
Keep that bastard on the sideline. Absolutely.
Yeah, keep on the sideline.
That's why I'm shocked they didn't. Yeah, that's why I'm shocked they didn't continue to run.
They were dominating with the run game. That one drive, that they scored, I think the first touchdown of the game. They marched down the field, just hand the ball off the outside
with ease
on each side, and it was so easy. Second half, I just feel like they just went away from the run completely. Didn't really use it at all. Wonder if it's a different game, especially since that has been the Bills' weakness for a majority of the season. and we all know they've been better towards the tail end, but it's still, the one area of this team that you can point at and say, okay, if we're going to beat this defense, we definitely got to be able to be effective in the running game, and they were just not. They took the foot off the gas in that aspect. But Bills win, good for them. On to week 2 of the playoffs, which where we're at.
Here we go. Mark, I don't know who. I didn't say Spence. I know my player, so he's definitely not fat. Oh, did he? Oh, come on, Denver Troll. Guy. Listen, I don't care if you guys come in here and talk trash, but at least know what you're talking about. Spencer Brown is not fat by any means. He's 6'8", I believe. Right. He's actually like a built bulldozer. He's a big dude, man. Far from fat. So, yeah, at least know your stuff before you trash talk, bro. Like, at least come correct with your facts, your knowledge. But whatever. It is what it is. If that's what makes your day, Spencer Brown's fat, sure. I think it's a valid argument, but with this team in the playoffs, says the odds are better killing the clock to get the win instead of just scoring quickly. I mean, we'll see.
About that punching it in versus
yeah.
I like scoring a lot. I love putting points on the board.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get the whole odds crap garbage, man, but I listen.
I don't care.
I don't either. To me, you take the points there. You put your defense out there. Plus, you got a defensive minded head coach, bro. You know what I mean? McDermott should have these guys ready, to make a defensive stand, and they did. So at the end of the day, it was the right call, right? Period. And I would make that call again if it came down to it. Like if we're going against the Broncos and that happens again, score the fucking touchdown and let our defense go out there and stop Bo Nix.
Why am I scared?
Another question. You can go
yeah. I'm about to say, why am I scared of Trevor Lawrence? What the fuck?
That's what I was going to get at too. I was going to say,
right.
Is it the same philosophy if maybe on the other side of the ball is Mahomes?
If it's Patrick Mahomes, yeah, I think you're not giving him any time.
Right.
But that's not the case. This is not the case. That's a big difference. You're absolutely right, Anthony. I didn't think about that either. That does play a part in who you're going. I'm kind of with you on that one.
Let him match you if you can.
Only because of 13-second game. If that never happened, I'd say, fuck that shit. Just
I think that's what Spen was saying with his comment. It's like with this team historically, that's
a good point. But that's a good point. But historically, it's been against the goddamn Chiefs, which own us. So at least in the playoffs.
If it's Burrow on the other side, if it's a handful of quarterbacks on the other side, you might think differently. Trevor Lawrence, I just don't know if he strikes that same fear. He hasn't earned that respect yet.
Correct. Yep. And by the way, most offensive linemen are heavy set guys. I don't get the whole. We're picking on our offensive linemen. Anyways,
receivers playing offensive line moving forward.
I remember what was the one guy that I think he played for the Jets? The guy that was like built like from Michigan State. He was all like juiced up, roided up, coming out of college. Remember that guy, Anthony? Or was it the Jets? I thought it was. He was an offensive lineman. He was like the first pick or second pick or something like that.
Are you talking about Ferguson like way back in the day?
No. He was like, bro, this guy was like juiced up. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, like muscle dude, like freak athlete. But I think he got caught. And then what happened was he lost all his muscle. He was never the same. He was never the same offensive lineman. Guys in the chat, let me know the guy's name. I thought it was the Jets. I could swear it was, Anthony. He came out of Michigan State. Look that up for anybody. Michigan State offensive lineman. He was like a top 5 pick. I'm pretty sure top 5 pick. And the dude was just on roids, man. And they called him, and then, he was never the same, bro. Never the same player. I'm sure somebody will get it right. I thought it was the Jets. Guys, let me know. I'm curious. Type that in, Michigan State, real quick, Anthony.
That's what I'm looking.
Michigan. I'm almost sure it was Michigan State. He was an offensive lineman. He was a draft bust. Like, if you put all-time draft bust offensive lineman, he should be on there. He's like a big, like, muscle dude.
Tony Mandred?
I think it was Mandred. It was the Packers. I'm sorry, not the Jets. Yes. He played for Michigan State, right, Juan?
Yeah.
Look at that guy. That guy was
number 2 overall pick.
Yes, Mandred. Yes, thank you. That guy was number 2 overall. Bro, this guy was jacked up, dude. like steroid city. And they caught him in the NFL, and then that was a wrap, dude. He lost so much muscle. And yeah, dude. So yeah, bro. Like normally offensive linemen are, now your tackles are, depends. Some tackles are a little bit lighter.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at.
But you remember that guy?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That guy was juiced
I heard
up,
about
dude.
him.
Yeah, guards are usually bigger than tackles, but yeah. AI is awesome for these type of things. Yes, it is. Who was the juiced up offensive lineman? What's a draft bus? That was Tony Manders. Oh my God. All right, let's get to so that's the end of that for the recap. Let's get to the style and profiling. This will be quick, and the Buddhist man. You know what? We never play the actual style and profiling anymore. Let me play that clip. So style and profiling. Here we go. All right, I'll start with Juan. Style and profiling. Who you got in your game, man? Who you style and profiling?
Pictures, and he looked.
How jacked up he was.
He looked like total dog shit. And when he went to Packers, when he got caught, after he got caught.
Did you see how much,
nasty.
Bro? He lost mad muscle.
Yeah.
Like he looked, and he was never the same. But he was an absolute terror in Michigan State when he was choosing. Like to go to the number 2 pick, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but dude, like, come on, man. I don't know how people didn't know he wasn't on. That dude wasn't on roids. But anyways,
1989 he was drafted.
Crazy, right? Number 2. I knew he was a top 5 pick. But yeah, man, total draft bust, man. It happens. It happens a lot. It actually happens a lot more than people think, man. Top 5 picks being draft busts all the time, dude. Remember the Detroit Lions drafting those receivers throughout the years? They all were busts. There was like 2 or 3 of them in a row, and they kept drafting. Top 10, top 5.
Where is he now? He is a professional photographer in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah. Boy, what a change of career, man. A change of career. Maben. Yeah, Aaron Maben was a bust. We also had an offensive lineman that was a bust too. I forget his name. I can't believe I'm having a brain fart right now. And we actually put him on defense just to see. He was so bad. Oh, Mike Williams. Mike Williams. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was a top 10, I believe, draft pick as well for us. And, bro, he was a beast in college, bro, but he just, for whatever reason, bro, he did not take it to the next level. And, yeah, he fizzled out, man. Fizzled out and just had a just bad career, draft bust, man. So anyways, Juan, style and profiling, who you got, man?
I'm going to give the style and profiling to my defensive coordinator, Zach Core, who had to take over for my original defensive coordinator, who has prostate cancer. Unfortunately, he's out doing his thing, getting out.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, start of the season. Yeah, it sucks.
But this was his best game. This absolutely obliterated the Chargers. They got all types of confused, according to reports. Some players were talking about how they were seeing ghosts. Just saying, that's what they said. I don't know. But our coordinator just had my guys ready from get and absolutely obliterated that offense. And it made me very happy to see. Hopefully that is a step forward to what this defense could be throughout this playoff run, assuming it continues after tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, and then let's see here. In the Boo This Man.
My left side of the offensive line. God damn, those kids got absolutely fucking obliterated by the Chargers defense, by Khalil Mack, by, I don't know how to say this dude's name, Toi Tolopu. I don't know his name. It's 45, I think, is his number in the Chargers. They obliterated my left side. Will Campbell and Jared Wilson, Jesus Christ, those kids got destroyed. They learned what playoff football really is, and this got destroyed. It was an embarrassment. And it's kind of, Justin Herbert got beaten up so bad that Drake May getting his ass kicked was completely under the radar. My guy got his ass kicked almost as much as Justin Herbert did, but nobody, since we won and he didn't die in the middle of the floor like Justin Herbert did at the end of the game, it got under the radar. But Drake May took a massive beating as well in that game. But that is really more, in my opinion. I think I'm just a Will Campbell truther because he's been getting under scrutiny since he got drafted, with the short arms thing and all that was going on. I've been a defender since, so I love Will Campbell. He's my guy. But the guard was the one to me that was really, really bad. And to the point when people are talking about maybe switching him out with our backup one, because our backup one's a bigger guy who's a little bit more sturdy, who can handle the run a little bit better. They're thinking about benching him for him, who's played better, arguably, in those games that Jared Wilson missed at the end of the season. But Vrabel's kind of stubborn. He don't really play that shit, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to make any offensive line changes. But my left side was real bad. They almost got my quarterback killed.
No, they got worked. For me, style and profiling, Trey White. Man, Trey White's been
he was really good.
Dude, Trey White really has been good the second half of the season. Like I was like,
he found his niche.
What
like,
he found his, he did. Yeah, he got back. He's not the old Trey still, but he found it. Yeah, whatever he did in the course of the season to get him playing at this level, good for him, man. Because I was just, when we signed him, I thought it was more of a mentor, a role player, like or just depth. But man, he stepped up. He stepped up big, man. He's he doesn't have the speed that he once had. Obviously, he never really was a speedster. But the thing that I like that he's doing better, and really what made his career was he would, he wasn't a sticky defender, but he was a guy that got back in the play and made a play on the ball. That's always been his career. He wasn't a ball hawk, but he always made a play on the ball, and you can see that in this game. Got a receiver, he would get beat, get back on the play. Yeah, exactly.
Smart.
Really smart player, and dude, I just love his energy. I love what he brings to the team, and obviously he made the play that sealed the deal. Cole Bishop obviously in the right place, to get that interception. But if it wasn't for Trey White,
I have a story
not gonna get
about
it.
Trey White. I have a story about
go
Trey
for
White.
It. Trade it.
I love the dude. I love them.
Great dude, right? You can't not like him, man.
Before he tore, I think he tore his knee up. I think in 21, I think it was when he played the Saints in that Thanksgiving game, whatever the fuck.
I think terrible. I felt so bad for him. Then he had the ACL. Then he had the Achilles the year after.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, but before that, this is back in his rookie year, 2017, I believe, his rookie year. So we're playing you guys, right? And he was kind of holding Gronkowski a little bit too much, and I forget what game. I think it was the first game we played, and then Gronkowski wound up elbow dropping him after a while. He got too frustrated because he was getting a call. So,
I remember that. We were pissed as Bills fans. Yes.
Yeah.
He was getting frustrated.
Yeah. And then he wound up getting suspended the game after. This is back in my fantasy days where I don't do fantasy anymore. And this is the reason why. You have no control over what happens to your players. So because of that, this was during the fantasy playoffs when this happened to me. I had Gronkowski. He was my best player in my fantasy team. So he got suspended. So I didn't have him for the second, in fantasy playoff games, it's 2 rounds. So I had him for the first one. I didn't have him for the second one. I had Brady, who was MVP that season, but we had to go play fucking Miami the next week on Monday Night Football. Patriots fans don't remember that fucking game because Miami beat the shit out of us in that game because we didn't have Gronkowski, so we couldn't move the ball. And then, of course, who I had to play in that fantasy playoffs, this is 2017, fucking Todd Gurley, that son of a bitch. So Todd Gurley was dropping 50 for like a month in every
He was, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Because I didn't have Gronkowski. And if I'm not mistaken, I think in that same week, Philly just played the Rams, and Carson Wentz tore his ACL, and Zach Ertz was my other tight end. Guy had a 2 tight end thing going. He also got hurt, so I didn't have Gronkowski because he elbowed your holding ass corner, and I didn't have fucking Zach Ertz, and Tom Brady was ass, so I wound up getting my ass beat solely by Todd Gurley. And why I don't have internal hatred for Trey White, I don't know, but I should. But I don't. I love Trey White. But I'm pinning my fantasy loss that year because it's him.
He's a good dude, bro. It's hard not to like. Like, dude, his personality is great. Like, he's just a good person. Like, he's a good person. You remember when I think we were playing you guys, and the wind blew the play calls on the field, and he grabbed them, started pretending to read them. The referees came over, snapped that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, dude, it's so funny, man. But yeah, good guy, man. And I'm happy for him. So I'll give him.
I hate fantasy football.
Yeah, I haven't done it. I had a terrible year this year, by the way.
Yeah, you did it.
Terrible year this year. I had one like 3 years in a row, and then this year I don't know what I was thinking. I did a different type of draft, like I different thinking of how I was going to draft. and I should have stuck to what I was always doing, and it backfired tremendously. It really fucked me up, and that's I should not have done that, man. So, anyways, boo this man. I'll boo. Golly, who am I gonna boo this game? Man, who am I gonna boo? That's tough, man. Because I thought everybody did there. I really thought everybody played a. You know what? I'll boo Tehran. I thought Tehran got worked by what's his name, the receiver, Washington, who's really good, by the way. I mean, it's a tough guard, but Tehran was kind of getting used there. Our other corners, man, Benford played really, really good. If you look at their receivers, I mean, their main guys, they did nothing. I mean, Myers had 1 for 12, who everybody was talking about. Bro, and everybody was saying how he was going to, which, by the way, he's played really good for them since the trade, but, bro, he got locked up. And Brian Thomas, outside, that he got 1 touchdown. But other than that, 2 for 21. He did nothing. So, Washington, I think, is a player there, a special player. I think he's going to be a really good player for Jacksonville.
Back in the game is when they started to move the ball.
Yes, because he went out for a minute. Yup. So, look, man, at the end of the day, though, I thought Tehran, I know it's a tough guard, but that there, I got to give it to somebody, so I'll go him. So let's get into this week's game. Let's start with your game. Might as well start with your game first. So, man, whew, you guys, I think both of our games are going to be tough.
You don't want to talk about the others yet? First, the NFC side.
Oh yeah, you're right. Might as well. We'll slide through that. My bad. I totally forgot about that. Let's give at least our predictions. So we got 49ers and Seahawks. Juan, I'll start with you.
I want to see how the team, but they have a week off, right? So maybe the Russ will come in. This is going to be Mike McDaniel's first playoff game. We're starting to see a small pattern with these first-year coaches of kind of stupidity they like to put out there when it comes to playoff games. I want to see how they come up with this. It's going to be at Seattle. The crowd's going to be hot, as it always is. And we're going against a 49ers team who doesn't have anyone besides McCaffrey on the offensive side of the ball now. Freaking Trent Williams is playing hurt. Everybody's playing hurt. It's hard for me to see how they move the ball against this team. I think it's going to be better than the last time they played, because I don't think it's going to be 13-3 again. I think it's going to be a much closer game. I think Shanahan will have something up his sleeve to keep him close, but I just can't see, unless Sam Darnold has the meltdown of a lifetime, which is very possible. I don't see how they score enough to beat Seattle. They need to score, I would say, at least 14 points. I don't know if they score that much against this defense right now. I love the Seahawks defense so much. They're scary to me. I'm gonna have Seattle win this game 19-14. So they're gonna score 14 on the top.
Okay.
I think Seattle. I'm gonna give them 19.
Give them the edge.
This run ends. Even though I respect San Francisco a lot, I could see them winning, but I don't know.
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah, I'm with you. Scott, that almost sounds like that would be my name, Tommy Hancock. I don't know why. That's why I read it. I'm like, who's Tommy Hancock? But yeah, Jordan Hancock. You know what? I'll have to take back the Tehran, even though Tehran still kind of is on that list. But you're right. When we lost our Jordan Hancock filled in when Poyer went out. Yeah, that was bad. Hancock got used and abused. They attacked him. So I'm with you. I'll take that back. I'll go Hancock on that one as well. Anyway, so you had 19-14, you said, Seattle. I'll go, man, this is tough because man, what Darnold are you getting, right? What Sam Darnold are you going to get here? Sam Darnold in the playoffs has been shaky, bro. They are at home. Their defense is legit. Obviously, the last time they played at San Francisco, they put BTA, right? They took care of business against San Francisco. But San Francisco has so many injuries, bro. And that's why I'm leaning towards Seattle on this one.
Me too.
But it could be, it's going to be close, I think. I do think it's going to be one of those games where it comes down to the fourth quarter. I'll go 21-17 Seattle. 21-17. It's like a 3 or 4 point swing. I don't think it's high scoring, so I'll stay in that kind of low scoring range. But we'll see. I mean, San Francisco, they pulled out a shocker last week. Not many people had them beating Philly. So, we'll see what happens. Anthony, what you got, man?
So I like you gotta look at these matchups in these games, and I know.
Oh, Darnold has an oblique too. Is he playing? Is he?
Playing.
I'm sure he's gonna go through.
But
still, you got to factor that in.
You gotta factor that in.
Okay.
I think everything you said, Tony, is like pretty factual and stuff like that. I think the only thing I have that I kind of point at is the 49ers pass rush. The 49ers defense played good last week, but that pass rush still is not getting home. Hurts did have plenty of time. He just didn't capitalize.
He did.
As much as he needed to. I think Darnold, with that amount of time that Hurts had, will, to some effect, dice up a defense to the best he can. But more the bigger thing is, Brock Purdy versus Seattle defense. It's more of a question for me of which Purdy you're going to get than which Darnold you're going to get. I think Darnold has shown he can go out there and he can perform. But the Seahawks defense is top tier. I mean, when you talk about defense in this league, they're pretty damn high up there. McDonald's basically like the Kyle Shanahan of defense right now. What he's doing out there is pretty outstanding. And I think that's going to be the biggest difference. I think it's a division rivalry, so I don't think either one of these teams are going to run away with it. But I do think Seahawks win this game. It's within the spread. I'm going to go 24. They went 24-20 is what I end up saying. 24-20.
Okay, I like that. I like that score too. I do. So we all got it about a 3 or 4 point swing. So
possession,
one possession. So that makes sense. All right, let's get to the other game, Rams and Bears. So Juan,
going crazy about in the comments.
Yeah, so Scott says Chicago winning. It's fucking sub below temps out here, which it does make a difference when you're in that weather. I agree. This is not California. Dome.
But
no California dreaming.
All right, no California dreaming.
Do run the football pretty well, so they may not have to have Stafford take over a game for them. Also, Stafford has been having to play at Lambeau his entire career, and he's never really sucked against
Chicago for that matter.
And Chicago, so
that is true.
Remember that he used to play in this stadium once a year. Just remember that. So
years of experience, yeah, you're right.
Saying, so it won't be. It's not that serious. I think he'll be fine. What we need to monitor about Stafford is not the temperature, it's the state of that hand. Can he throw the ball or not?
True. Yeah, he was fucked up last week. It hurt him. Yeah. He was hurting.
So that is what we need to know. I'm going to guess that he can and he'll be fine. So I will have to score a little lower because weather does matter and things like this. So I think I'm going to have the Rams winning 26-21 in this game. I think we're going to have a small repeat of last week, except that Sean McVay is not LaFleur, and he will actually close the game correctly with their running game. They run the ball very well, the Rams. One of McVay's biggest specialties is being very exotic when it comes to his run scheme. So I don't think that, because I cannot stand that Bears defense. I think they're complete dog shit. The fact that they get their lucky breaks every fucking time annoys the hell out of me about that defense. They suck. That's what they need to work on more than anything in the offseason is getting that defense better. So I think this time it'll bite them in the ass. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams have like a 35-minute to 37-minute time of possession in this game, keeps Caleb in the sideline freezing, shivering. You talk about a guy who has to play in the cold. That dude played in California before he came over here. It was for me like he was at USC. Shit. And
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. So, like, you talk about Stafford, like, bro, he just got here. What you mean cold?
Right.
So, I like Rams winning 26-21. I think it's still going to be entertaining, even though the Rams will still have, like, the ball a little bit more. But I like the Rams in this game. But Ben Johnson might have some voodoo. We'll see.
He might. We'll find out. I don't think so. I think this is where the Bears run end. I think it ends here. I think that, listen, man, the Rams just have too much firepower. They have too much firepower on offense. And even if the Bears somehow creep up back in the game like they did against the Packers, the Rams aren't going to melt away like the Packers did. They're just not. So Puka Nacua, somebody said it earlier. Man, Bills aren't scared of him. He's a great receiver.
Everybody.
I think that dude, his hands are elite. I mean, his route running is elite. His speed is damn good. The dude is a good receiver, a great receiver. And then they got Adams. I mean, like, they got a good running back in Kyrene. I mean, like, obviously they got I would say a Hall of Famer in Stafford. I'm going to say it. I know it's people are on the fence about it. I think he's earned it. Yeah, I think he's earned it. He's has a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl.
If he gets MVP to me, he's a Hall of Famer because now
he might. He might.
To me, in order to be a Hall of Famer, you need to be considered the best at some point. He was never considered the best.
That is true. That is true.
He wins MVP.
He might get it.
That's considered the best, and boom.
Yeah. I'm with you there. But I still think I'm gonna, even if he doesn't, I would cast my vote. I just think he's been around so long. He's put up such great stats. And
has been consistent.
He's been consistent. And then he leaves and wins the Super Bowl right away with the Rams. So and who knows what happens this season with him and ongoing. He doesn't seem like he's a guy that's gonna retire anytime soon, right? He seems like he's kind of like up there maybe with the Brady as far as age.
Yeah, he's gonna remember. Early in the season, people talk about he might be out because of his back. I remember last all season.
Dude, he's fine. Right. Exactly. So I just think the Rams just have too much firepower. I know it's cold. I get that. That's going to play somewhat of a factor. But I still have the Rams here winning. I'll go. I do think it's close, though. I think the Bears will make it somewhat of a close game, but I do think at some point the Rams will kind of pull away there in the fourth quarter. So I'll go 27-19. 27-19 Rams. What you got, Anthony?
All right. I'm a lone wolf on this one here. I'm going to go with the Bears to win this game.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to contradict Juan a little earlier when he mentioned that the Bears can't come out flat like they have, and they shouldn't. That shouldn't be part of their game plan because the Rams won't let that happen. But we just watched the Rams do that to the Panthers a week ago, going up 14-0, and Panthers fighting their way back. So there is an avenue to that if it does come down to that. And the Bears are playing with.
They didn't lose this time.
They didn't lose the game. I agree with that. Yeah, they didn't lose the game. But it's all. I mean, I think you got. The Bears have done this all year long. That's kind of in their DNA. I know we're not trying to throw championship DNA into the Bears for sure, but they're doing things that winning teams do, and they've done it all year long. To say that they won't be able to do it again, obviously, if this game goes the way it should go, the Bears need to maintain, go punch for punch with the Rams. But I do think the Bears fight this off. They are at home, and I know we're talking about this whole cold weather, whether it affects the Rams or not. I think it's not as huge of a deal for a team like the Rams because they will rely heavily on the run. But I don't know, man. The Bears are pretty exciting right now, and they're running on high momentum right now, coming off that win. I'll probably say last week's win was probably the biggest win of the weekend when you consider the magnitude of a 17-point comeback or 18-point comeback, whatever it was. But I'm gonna go with the Bears for another week. Keep this riding at this point. I'll get the Bears. 27-24. I think both teams score a lot of points here, but I don't know. The Bears being at home and having Ben Johnson the way he's got this team playing, you really can't doubt what they're doing.
All right. By the way, the Rams are favored. They're 4.5 as far as gambling. So
they are.
And the Seahawks are 7-point favorite. The Broncos are 1.5, and the Patriots are 3-point favorites as well. So that's current. Now, by the way, that all could change. Yeah. So, but that sounds about right, honestly. Like what they have, that's about where we have it, kind of. So, all right, let's get into. I think this is it. Let's get into the Patriots Texans game. So go ahead and Juan, dial it up.
So we have that little piece of nobody believes in us syndrome like you guys had last week because everybody picking the Texans to beat us, and I love it. I like being underdog, and I like being heel. It makes me happy inside as a football fan, So everybody swears because this team wanted to beat up against a 45-year-old bastard who can't move out of the pocket, and that now we're going to have no shot. Forgetting that we have a dude who basically won the game last week scrambling, which if you look at the numbers, Texans are actually very bad at containing scrambling quarterbacks. That's one of their weaknesses. Two, if you really look at the game, their receivers were getting open down the field, but Rodgers couldn't get it there. What is my team the best at? Going down the field. Okay, so that's another thing that we're good at that they're not bad at. I think they're middle of the pack when it comes to numbers and stopping deep passes, stopping explosive plays. But we're number one at it. We're the best at it. So that's something they have to look for as well. This is a defense, and where I didn't want to talk too much about the Chargers because it was going to bleed into this. The Texans defense and the Chargers defense are two completely different entities. They play similarly when it comes to their scheme in zone. However, one team disguises and schemes specifics their defense while the other just puts their halfbacks and go. And that's Texans. They don't really mess with their scheme. They say, you four are going to rush us. We're going to cover 7, and whatever happens, happens. They don't disguise. They don't try to confuse the offense. They don't try to mix up nothing. They just go, which is badass to me because those are my favorite defenses sometimes. They just believe in their cojones that much that they're just going to go ahead and do what they do. And I respect it. However, when you're going up against elite quarterbacks and more namely elite coordinators, that could be your downfall because now we know what you're going to do in its entirety. So now we're going to have multiple answers to the test. And it's going to be up to the quarterback and the rest of the players to execute those answers and be able to score. And that's what I think is going to happen with my team. I think we're going to have enough answers to the test since you guys don't really mix it up the way you should against an elite level. I'm not going to call my boy elite yet, but he has played an elite level this season. And I think he is going to be able to find the answers to the test the way that Aaron Rodgers could not last week. I think we're better coached. I think we're more disciplined. I think we have done it all year to the point where people take it for granted because they want to throw that fucking schedule shit at us the entire year, talking about we've been beating up on trash, so we don't know what good teams look like. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think we beat an 11-win team last week, but fuck the wine now, right? So I think we will score in this team. And the biggest reason to me why I think we're going to win is because I think our defense showed me something last week that I think we can easily do back to CJ Stroud, who is not good when it comes to pressure and was not good against zone defenses. If we play zone about 50-ish% of the time, and I think we're going to be able to drop back, confuse Stroud, get the pressure on Stroud, and basically come up with a similar game plan as Pittsburgh did, except our defense is actually better than theirs is. So I like my chances winning this game. I like my score being, I think I had 24-17, something like that. I think Stroud's going to play better than last week because he has to. Because if he plays like that, we're blowing them the fuck out. I'll tell you right now, he cannot do what he did last week. And I think he's going to show up and play well enough tomorrow. But I think he's not going to be able to outscore us in this game. I think the Texans haven't seen an offense like mine. They haven't seen a coordinator like mine almost all year. And I have some examples as to what good coordinators has done. For example, the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts has been throwing the ball down the field with different quarterbacks, by the way, against this Texans defense. So that's one team that has had been able to go explosive plays on them. And
Jaguars did all right with versus them as well.
There's some teams have done it. So they're not this unbeatable 2000s Ravens force that everybody in the national media been trying to paint them as. They're an amazing defense. I think they're absolutely sensational. I think they're bare minimum the second best defense, if not the first defense in this entire league. And they've been nothing short of spectacular. But they are beatable, and y'all about to find out tomorrow.
Damn, Juan. Mark saying Texans are going to win. I mean, I got to say, for me, Juan, I'm on the fence, man. This is so...
You should be in the fence. It's very close.
This is a tough game to... this is a tough game to predict, man. Real quick, Adam coming in. If you had to pick one, would you rather play against a great defense with an average to below average offense or play against a great offense?
When it comes to my team, personally, I prefer this. I don't want to go in a shootout because I believe my team can score on anyone. If I can play against a team in which I don't have to worry about them scoring more than 20 points, I believe my quarterback and my team will always score 21. I'm very confident in that. Versus, which is why I always said that you guys, to me, are scarier than the Texans all year. I've said it. because you did it. You came to my house and dropped 35 on us. That is what I don't want to deal with. I rather deal with the defensive team in which there's a score cap. I know they're not going to hit more than a certain amount. All we got to do is go over that score cap. I'm fine with that. I can live with that all day.
I'm on the same as you, by the way. I'd rather play a great defense and below average offense. What about you, Anthony?
I'd rather my team have an offense, real.
Okay. I get it. I mean, that's fair. That's fair enough. It's fair enough. Oh, my God. Did May play at an elite level last week against the Chargers? Smin wants to know.
And when has he played like shit 2 days in a row? He hasn't. Every time he's played bad, the next week he kills. And I'm expecting that. Again, like I said, last week, the reason why he didn't play as well is because that is a team who disguises and a team who doesn't give you the same look over and over and over again. Those are the same defenses that used to give people like Tom Brady trouble. This time, we don't have to worry about changing schemes. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's the same questions. We just need to execute the answers.
Yeah. I'll say this, Mark.
My corner can do it.
I'll say this. This is a huge test for May. Like I understand where Mark's going with it. I get it. But Alan, we had our opportunity, to beat the Texans down the stretch there. We didn't. Obviously, L's an L. But yeah, I think this is a huge test in a very young career for May. If he fails, he fails. For me, it's not the biggest deal. It's not gonna, hurt his career moving forward. I think it's a live and learn if he fails. Meaning, let's say it's not the best game. Patriots, they lose. I think May will be okay. It's a game that he can learn from, and this is a huge test. So,
what's funny though about that question? That question is so like one-track minded and simplistic because aren't y'all the same like team that doesn't like your coordinator? My coordinator is good, so you
that is
hate
true.
Joe Brady and everybody, right? So why are you comparing this when it's not the same thing? Josh Allen's not working with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, that's
Josh
a good point.
Josh Allen doesn't have my players. It's different. It's completely different.
It is. That's valid. That's valid.
That was a Thursday night game, which we fucking hate Thursday night games. And you were at Houston, right? You weren't at home.
We were at Houston. Yeah.
They're coming to my house and 30. No, it's snowing here in New York right now. So that means that there's probably
it will be.
So it's going to be elements. It's going to be my house. It's not the same thing.
No, I get it. No, I'm with you. And I you know what? That's a great. I'm glad you brought up your coordinator because that absolutely matters, especially when things aren't going right. How do you adjust, right? And the best coordinators in the league, OC and DC, they know how to adjust, right? In the same, exactly. So you guys adjusted last week. Things weren't going great to start with, but it's about your coordinator, right? It's chess, right? You're not playing checkers out there, right? And really, people don't realize that. It's like that's why you got two guys battling an OC and DC across the way, right? Like. Who's gonna one up the other guy, right? Who's gonna, and sometimes, man, that's why you have to have, a really good coordinator when you hit the playoffs, man. You could run into a guy that's just not experienced enough and boom, there you go, right? So I get it. But this game's tough for me, Juan. It is, man, because
again, it should be. It's very, very, very.
I'm gonna factor in. Yeah, I'm gonna factor in last week's May. I thought he was a little loose with the ball. I didn't like that. I think he had a fumble or two, right, in that game, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to go against a very relentless defense in the Texans. They have very good DBs as well. They're very sticky. Listen, your coordinator is going to have to really dial it up to get rid of the ball early, in my opinion, in this game. Make it easier on May in this game because he's not going to be able to hold the ball long here. He's gonna pay the price. He's gonna pay the price if he does. Yeah. So that's my concern with him, and he's so young. This is all a learning experience. I just think the Texans defense. I'm gonna lean towards the Texans here, Juan. I know you're not going to be happy with that. I think it's going to be close because I don't trust the Texans offense. They're without Nico Collins. That's a huge loss for an offense that's already shaky, right? So that's why I'm on the fence, right? CJ Stroud hasn't really taken the next step as a quarterback. He's just on this level of he's good, but he's not great. He's okay. Sometimes he can even be below good, right? Where he just doesn't show up. But I just think this defense is so relentless and forcing turnovers, forcing just, getting, better field position for their offense. I'm going to have a low scoring game here. I also think the weather is going to play a part in this game. I don't think there's a lot of touchdowns here. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go 17-13 Texans. I think it's really low scoring. I think it's going to be a low. And by the way, it could be flipped. It could be flipped. It could be 17-13 Patriots. Like I'm really on the fence, guys. I'm going to lean towards Texans because of the defense is so nasty and what I saw last week. But I get it, Juan. He's rebounded well when he said,
"I love it." Keep overrating.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on the guy. I'm just being honest. I think it's a close game, though. I do, and honestly, it might come down to your coordinator adjusting, making the right, and also too. I also didn't bring this up. Patriots defense is also pretty damn good. And creating also turnovers and getting good, better field position for their offense. So that's why I have it close, bro. And honestly, I could see the Patriots win.
It's going to be a repeat of last week.
I just think it's going to be it's going to be. But see, the difference is I think the Chargers will be a little bit better on offense because, you know why? I think the Texans will give them better field position and maybe even a turnover that's more close in your side of the field, which will result in a field goal, maybe a couple field goals or something like that. That's why I'm going to go with a little bit more. They're not going to score just 3 points on you guys, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with touchdown. I think you both scored touchdown at some point in this game, and then it's field goal city. I just think the weather element's going to play a part. The defenses, I think both defenses, obviously the Patriots defense is good. They're great, so that's going to also be a back-and-forth battle. And it's really, honestly, it's going to come down to turnovers. And I think the Patriots will have more, and that's kind of why I'm leaning towards the Texans. You know what I mean? So I don't like May's sloppiness there with the ball. I feel like he held the ball a little bit too long last week, got caught up. Now, if he can adjust and McDaniels can get him to understand he needs to get rid of the ball a little bit earlier or throw the ball away or get out of the pocket, maybe take off some because he's been shown he can. You're right. He can run. Then he might be okay. You know what I mean? Against that defense. So for me, honestly, Juan, how you beat Houston, I think you got to be unpredictable, meaning you got to show them a different kind of look than what you did, that you've been kind of doing in the regular season. You got to take shots downfield, and you got to go up tempo. I really believe that. You cannot just kind of stay the course and line up and do these long huddles where their defense gets settled in. For me, you got to go up tempo at some point in the game. Like I wish Buffalo would have done that against Houston, and they didn't. Not till at the end. And look, at the end of our game against Houston, when we went up tempo, we went right down the field. That's what you got to do. Indianapolis, if you saw their game against the Texans, and by the way, it was Houston's starters, so don't give me that bullshit. Houston didn't pull the starters late. Indianapolis was going for it on a fake punt. They were going deep. They were going up tempo. They were catching the Texans off guard. Like the Texans were like, oh shit, they weren't able to substitute. They were getting winded. That's how you attack them. That's how I would attack them.
Pierce had a monster game that game.
Yes, he did. He got kicked out of the game because he put a hand on the ref's shoulder. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, bullshit. So to me, that's how you beat Tech. I mean, for me. Now, obviously, you guys are going to probably go in there with your typical game plan. But I'm just saying, if things aren't going right, I think McDaniels will eventually go up tempo, try to wear the Houston Texans defense down a little bit. That's how I see it. Also, you got to take shots. You got to take some shots downfield on that team. You have to. You cannot.
That's literally how we won last week.
Exactly. You did. You're absolutely right. So, Anthony, what you got, man?
All right. So with this game, again, I like to look at the matchups. Drake May versus Texans defense. May can't have the kind of game he had last week. I know he didn't play terrible. He did the job. But, this Texans defense a little step forward. And I do believe that if he plays the type of game that he plays last week, the Texans offense will be able to do enough to put them in position to win the game. My issue with this game from a Texas standpoint is that C.J. Stroud, same situation. He played very poorly last week. It looked like a blowout, but there was 2 defensive touchdowns. A couple of plays, Christian Kirk, got lost in the defense, and he was able to hit him. outside of those 2 monster plays by Kirk, I think it was actually a third one too. This Stroud struggled. There was a lot of struggles in this game. Fumbled the ball like on a number of occasions, like that. Like the ball just like got lost. He tried handing the game to the Steelers, and the Steelers offense just couldn't do enough. I don't think
they don't have a run game either. By the way,
in the same situation. If CJ Stroud tries to hand the Patriots the win, they're going to take it. And I think that's the biggest thing I would go about with this game. Texas defense is elite, and I think if they had better play on offense, then maybe this is a game that you can look at and say an upset can happen. But if Drake May plays the game that we've seen him play all season long, where it's just consistent, does his job, does enough things, and then at some points, take the top off of defense and run away with it, he can do that. I don't trust Stroud right now, the way he's playing and the way his offense playing as a whole, to say that they can do the same thing. It's the NFL, and defense wins championships. All that stuff is true. And if the Texas defense can pull the ball away a couple times and run a couple pick sixes back like they did last week, sure, this thing can change. But I think all things considered, the Patriots just seem like a team that's, this is a game that they're kind of built for when you kind of watch us the way that they've been playing. So I'll have the Patriots win this game score wise. I'm gonna go about. I'm really aligned with you a little bit, Tommy. I'm going to go at 17-13. I don't think it's going to be high scoring by any means.
Yeah, that's what
But again, I just think Drake May's going to just do enough.
Yeah, that's right. Look, it could go either way, Juan. Honestly, that game is so. It's kind of like my game. Like we're going to talk about it right now. It's just tough. It's a tough game to call. For me, it is because my. Yeah, we're going to get to it now.
What was it for?
Yeah, what'd you have, Juan?
24-17.
24, yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's get into the game here. So Bills and Broncos. So, I'm just going to throw out my score prediction right now. It's 27-23. I think Bills win 27-23. It's going to be very similar to what you saw last week against Jacksonville. I think
it's more likely that the Patriots score 24 points than the Texans scoring 17. That's how
Well, that's why I'm on the fence. That's why I really, because I just don't. I hate Houston's offense. I think, and especially when Nico Collins is their best playmaker out of the game. I don't like the running backs. Like they don't got a lot of firepower. The only reason, like I said, I'm leaning towards them is I think the Texans defense will probably get a turnover in, or maybe even a touchdown. Who knows in. Patriots territory, which will get some easy points there for Houston, but it could go either way. That's the only reason I don't know.
I don't know if you guys remember Stroud is like the way he was as a rookie. If he was playing like right now, the way he was playing,
this team will be broken.
I would tell you right now that the Texans walk away with this game. But
is Tank Dell playing? What happened to Tank Dell? He's out, right? He had that broken leg from last year. Yeah, so he's gone. I forgot. Yeah, he suffered that late. Man, that was brutal. That was in the end zone too. Oh
yeah.
But anyways, back on my game. I think it's close, man. It's going to come down to probably the fourth quarter again. Late, like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Something like that. 7-5 minutes. But I'm going to go with Buffalo because I just think Josh Allen's a better quarterback, plain and simple. And it's probably going to come down to, once again, final drives, right? And who's going to take care of business on their final drives? What quarterback is going to be the better quarterback that on the field that day? Obviously, I'm going to go Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen has the most experience. I think he's way better than Bo Nix. And that's not a knock on Bo Nix. Bo Nix has had a pretty good year this year. But I just think Josh Allen's by far a better quarterback right now, by far. I like the Broncos defense, but I don't love it. I think they're light up front on the defensive line. We're going to do a much better job running the ball in this game compared to what you saw last week. So I think James Cook, I have him slightly under 100. However, he could go over 100. It just depends on, because I have a feeling the Broncos are going to stack the box early on to help out with that defensive line. Might slow down James Cook in the beginning, but I think just like you saw last week, Josh Allen will beat you through the air. He will find a way, and then the Broncos will have to respect that. They will stop stacking the box, and then James Cook could potentially, start having his way late in that game. So he could go over 100. I'm going to have him like at 85, but he could have over 100. I also think this is a big game for our tight ends. I think our tight ends eat in this game. Kincaid and Knox both are gonna be impactful in this game. On defense, look, man, we're the number one pass defense. Now, do I think? Yeah, we got a super chat. Let's go ahead and hit that super chat real quick, and you know what you get for that super chat, man. You get the Bills train horn. Let's go ahead and get that train horn. Yes, sir. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for that super chat. Bills win, and they do. And on defense, man, we are the number one pass defense, though I don't necessarily buy too much into that. But Christian Benford started off slow, kind of like Trey White off the season. But, man, he's been sticky from the second half of the season on. Trey White, same thing. Cole Bishop has been amazing at safety. By the way, you guys want to knock Bean's draft picks. And what are you going to say now, man? Cole Bishop has been an outstanding draft pick, and I was wrong on him. I thought, he was injured his rookie year. He got injured this offseason. I'm like, oh, boy, here, another bad draft. Nope. He bounced back, and he's playing at a high level. And what do you guys got to say about these washed-up veterans that Brandon Bean's bringing back? Making noise. Trey White, right? Our linebacker. Can't believe I'm having a brain fart there as well. He's making an impact because Bernard's not healthy. Shaq Thompson, that's his name, Shaq Thompson. So yeah, I mean, these guys are absolutely. And look, he's hitting us up with another super chat. What the heck? You gotta get that train horn, Barb. So defensively, I think we'll be just fine. Denver's going to get theirs. I think they're going to get probably maybe a couple touchdowns. But listen, man, I think players are starting now to step up. Guys that weren't early on, like I said, Trey White, Christian Benford. I think Greg Rousseau had a great game last week as well. Joey Bosa is going to create pressure. Matt Milano, I think, is going to have a good game here too. And Matt Milano too has been playing much better football lately as well. So honestly, it comes down to our safety. Are they going to start Jordan Hancock, who kind of got abused last week, or are they going to go with Cam Lewis? So that is a question mark there. Will Denver kind of try to attack us early on to see, like Jaguars did last week? That's to be seen. But I do have the Bills winning this one in a very close game, 27-23. Oh, by the way, too, key to the game, real simple. Get the lead in the first half. Don't get out the gate slow, right? Because that's and limit the turnovers. We are now 8-0, guys, when leading at halftime in the season. We are 4-5 when trailing at half. Big difference. Get out the gate faster, take the lead at the half, limit the turnovers, and we'll be just fine. That's my keys to victory. Very simple. Very simple. Everything else will be fine. Josh Allen will do his thing, but you got to get out the gate faster. You cannot trail at halftime in this game because then it's not going to be. It may not be the result we want. Oh, and again, another super chat, man, Mark, you're bringing it, man. Hey, I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you so much, man. Bills winning, yes, sir. I mean, that's what I have. Bills can extend the lead at the end. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right, let's go ahead, Juan. What you got, man, in this game?
See, that all sounds great and all, but the thing is that how we talk about Chicago and they like to pull their bullshit and come back? Denver literally made the season doing that exact same thing. So I feel like it's going to be a little different. I feel like they're actually going to choke this game away more than they're actually going to take control of it. I wouldn't put it past them to start off a little hot, be all little, thinking they're hot shit, and then
which they did last year, by the way, Juan. They scored their opening drive, and then they did nothing after.
Same thing. Then you guys, a thing that you didn't mention is that you guys are arguably, if not the best second half team in the regular season.
We are by far.
So.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to play out. I think they're going to start off hot. You're going to be chilling. You're going to act like you're scared. You're going to be looking around, doing the Squidward meme, looking at his little can thing, looking sideways. And then when the second half hit, when you're down 17-10 or whatever, you're gonna fuck them up. I'm more confident in your win than mine. I have
Damn.
you guys win this game 27-20 in this game. I hated this Denver team all year, and I don't see how they beat y'all. I like their defense. I think they had like the most sacks this year, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I know their pass rush is like, I think technically it's statistically better than Houston's, but that's not true. But I like them, but they have taken a step back. I think Cook is going to play well in this game. You're going to get them in the second half. That's what I think is going to happen. You're going to cut their little come from behind bullshit streak that they like to do. And you might wallop them the way that Jacksonville did. I hate this team, dude. I'm not the one to talk about. I don't like this Denver team. I don't think I like that franchise, to be 100% honest with you.
I'm getting a lot of fans, too. Cocky Broncos fans coming out the woodwork.
I'm telling you, oh my God. You know what it is? It's because, when they were good for like 4 years when they had Peyton Manning, you talk about my team and my fan base, and we're insufferable. They'll get it twisted. I know that. But fuck. Like, those dudes swear, bro. At least we had 20 years to back up the assholery that we were. They're good for like a year or two and then become dog shit. This team hasn't been good since 2014, because I hated that 2015 team too, but that's a different discussion for another day. But they have been dog shit for 11 years, and now all of a sudden they're coming up thinking that they hot shit. I can't. Yeah. I hate this franchise and this. Oh, anyway. 27-20 Buffalo. I don't think you're breaking the sweat in this game. I don't like this.
I like it. And we got another super chat. He wants to know, did I mention the Bills won? The Bills are win.
I said it too.
We got it.
I said it too.
Yeah.
See y'all in Foxborough if my thing comes through. It's destiny. It's round 3.
And wouldn't that be crazy? What an AFC Championship game that would be. 2 division teams going at it, man, for the rights to go to the Super Bowl. Oh, that would be amazing, and it would be the third game, boy. We're tied up for the season 1-1. Anthony, what you got, man? The rubber match
next week.
Anthony, what you got, man, to close out the show, man? What you got for the score prediction?
So I like the Broncos, what they did this year. A lot of one-score games. To be in that many one-score games and to come out on top in most of those situations, it shows the coaching job that team is doing. It's showing what that defense is all about. And obviously, Bo Nix is doing enough in those games to keep them there. And in some of these cases, like you go back to that Giants game when the Giants get up like a huge fourth quarter comeback. But when you're a team like the Broncos and you're riding so much on momentum and winning in all 3 phases and so on and so forth, when you're kind of like that type of team, sometimes having that bye week can kind of take some of that juice apart. You get that situation with Russ where maybe you don't come out firing on all cylinders like you normally would in a normal week-to-week type of situation. And I think when you're a team that has that bye week, probably out of all the remaining teams in the NFL, the worst team to be coming up against is probably the Bills, especially with all that playoff experience and everything they have going their way. It sounds like Princess likes what I'm talking about over here.
Yeah, I think so. She came up to listen.
She popped on the stage. So I hear what you're throwing out there.
Yeah, what's this guy talking about?
I think based on all that, I do think that that's where the Bills have the advantage here. They're just going to catch a team potentially with some rust that they're out there neck and neck with, if not potentially better than them. I mean, you can make that argument there. But I think that the Broncos in a situation where that bye week might actually end up coming back to bite them in the butt. So I'm going to go with the Bills here, and I'll go 24-17 Bills. Okay. As good as Sean Payton does there with Bo Nix and everything like that, I still think the offense is still a few steps back of what he would probably like them to be. Yeah. But yeah, I'll go with the Bills in this game.
They also can't run the football. That's another tidbit.
Yeah,
they're not good at running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. All right, man. So that does it for the AFC Shakedown, man. We appreciate all y'all in the chat, man. You guys brung it today. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you, Spin, for bringing it like you always do. Your sarcasm. Appreciate that. Scott Blakely in the house. Everybody that's been rocking with us since week 1 of the AFC Shakedown. Thank you so much. Will we be back next week? We'll find out, man.
So in case we don't, which I don't think that, I think you're seeing us, but in case we don't, you guys have been fantastic. We love y'all. Spin. Mark has been the MVP, even though me and you got a little.
Yeah, Mark showed up. Mark showed up.
Mark beast today. He's the MVP of the chat this week. Spin, the Denver dude, that guy, whatever his name is. We like you here.
I got one question for both of you guys before we sign off.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Go ahead. I think I already know Juan's answer, but I'm gonna ask you both. Assuming that your team makes it to the final, like the whatever AFC Championship game, which team in the other game would you rather play? So start with you, Tommy. So your Bills.
Oh, so Houston or Houston or Patriot? I got you saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
So who would I rather play? Houston? God, we don't play good in Houston, right? That's one thing we haven't done well. But honestly, it doesn't matter to me. To be honest with you, you got to beat the best to be the best, whatever. But if I had to choose one. Honestly, I would probably go with Houston because, to our point earlier, I'd rather play a bad offense or a subpar offense and a really good defense than a all-around. See, I think the Patriots are the best all-around team right now as far as offense and defensively in the AFC. Yep, Miss Beth in a bit. So, yeah, let me hit this super chat real quick. Thank you so much, Beth. Beth, another person who's always supporting the channel. A group of geese is a gaggle. A group of fish is a school. A group of buffalo bison. They are known as a gang. Get ready for some gang violence. Yeah, she's been saying it, man, for the whole playoff. So we're going to gang up on you, man. But yeah, I'm going to stick to what I said earlier. I'd rather play a subpar offense than a well-rounded kind of team or a better offensive team. So I would go Texans if I were to prefer, which is crazy. I'm sure a lot of fans will probably say the Patriots the opposite because of the bad luck we've had against the Texans. But I'm just going that route. What about you, Juan?
You already know I'm going to Denver and whoop that ass.
Yeah.
I hate Denver. I want that smoke.
Right. That would be your bet. I got you. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Anthony. So anyways, yeah. So guys, man, once again, to what Juan was saying, if this is our last week because our teams for some reason don't make it, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. We'll be back next season, obviously, for AFC East Shakedown, same place, same time. And hopefully everybody back. Hopefully Curtis is back. I know I told you guys earlier, more than likely he's not, but who knows? I'll let you guys know sometime in the off season when it comes down to that. But we will be back in full force. We will have a round table with everybody covering their team. So, Anthony, any last words, man? You want to say it? Go ahead. Chess.
How much? Yeah, it's been a fun season. Looking forward to doing it again next year. Where my team will be on a full tank mode, going 0-17.
That's going to be interesting.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Tommy does an awesome job getting us all together. Juan, been awesome first year with you. Hopefully we do it again for next year, and hopefully get some Miami guy that can help us out, or hopefully it's Curtis. Curtis is awesome too.
Captain D too. Captain D will be back. He's just he doesn't do a full season.
But Captain D doesn't.
Yeah, he got a light.
Captain D, he's actually did a lot better this year. He actually showed up more than years past. So I'll give Captain D a little bit of love there. But anyways, so guys, I have a pregame show. It was starting at 2:15. I moved it to 2:30 because we ran a little bit late here than I wanted to, but it's all right. It was a great show, fun show. I gotta walk my baby real quick. That's why I'll be on at 2:30. So guys, 2:30 live pregame, Bills Broncos with me and King Aramis. Don't miss that. About what? 15, 20 minutes. So hey, Anthony, Juan, you guys are the best, man. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. And we're out of here. Go Bills. Peace.
All right, good luck, guys. Talk to you later.
Thanks, brother.
Bye-bye.
See, Peter, he's too fast.
You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B.
I'm pressing B. He's too fast.
Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.